I love what the Avant Institute has done for just the profession and other pharmacies by sharing so much of what you guys have learned along the way.
No, that's you said that very eloquently, actually. I think when we look at, our industry as a whole, right? Yes, there's going to be challenges where you do have your competing interests with other mom and pop or other small pharmacies or other independent pharmacies or large pharmacies that are in the area, right? The business is what the business is, but at the end of the day, you're absolutely right. There is a camaraderie to help support your fellow independent community pharmacies. So what I love about the Avant Institute, I remember when I came on board and I learned about the Avant Institute, and I kept asking Mina, I was like, how did this brainchild really come to be? Because I was just so confused. I'm like, you're an independent pharmacy owner, and now you're going out and you're teaching other pharmacies how to do this. And the way that it was described to me was not only did it come out of Olivia Bentley, who was with us for the longest time, and now she's actually doing some really great things in serving as executive director for one of the medical practice. But she's also, engaged in the pharmacy space and a lot of the things that we're doing here. And it was that continued engagement that they both had that they realized we've got to create a pathway for which people can get a hold of us that we can formally teach and train folks. Because this one-off phone call at midnight with, intern pharmacy owner here, or this pharmacist that heard about a program or heard a podcast or whatever it is, it became too much. And then people were coming to the pharmacy saying, hey, I want to learn how you guys do this. And the pharmacy's like, we've got scripts to fill. We got patients coming through the
Oh
door.
gosh.
So
I bet every podcast, I bet Amina's LinkedIn just blows up.
probably so, yeah. So really the Institute was born out of that passion to educate and train other pharmacists, but out of necessity as well too. And I really think that we joke all the time because we thought the small little just kind of side project idea that was going to be something fun to do, that we were going to get to connect with other pharmacies, has really turned into this truly remarkable educational institution that has been created. And the team that we have there, it is one of my most exciting parts of my job, is being able to be a part of the Avant Institute and the work that we're doing there. It started, Will, like you mentioned, it started with just teaching and training independent community pharmacies and then pharmacy owners and then pharmacists and then clinical pharmacists and then anybody that really wanted to come. We've had all walks of life. We've had nurse practitioners come through and go through the training programs of what we call the ALI, the Advanced Learning Immersion Experience. And so that 3-day course was kind of the bread and butter of what the Institute was offering. But as you've probably heard and you've seen, we've expanded what we've done tremendously to now having online courses. We just had our first, the Business of Collaborative Care Symposium, where we had so many folks come in, previous alumni of our program and stuff come in. So it's been really exciting to see that growth. I'll be honest, probably one of the most exciting things to me is two parts. One, we saw the need to educate and train pharmacists at a younger phase of their career, that we could kind of get them to be exploratory with us, right? Those pharmacists that are coming out of pharmacy school, it's great to kind of have a clean slate. A lot of times they don't know what they don't know. So you can kind of get them in and learn and see. And that's really where, we want to see the profession growing. And this stuff isn't taught in pharmacy school, right? So we saw that need. And so we had collaborated with other entities before and having residency programs and fellowship programs and things like that with an institution. And they were great. We have great relationships with them, and that was good. But because we're such a complex entity, and because we're not good at fitting in a box, we're not good at being in a box. And so we needed more flexibility to what we needed to do. And that actually was what became the birth of the fellowship program that we have. And so we have the fellowship program now. We're in, technically, I would say, our 3rd year of the program, or 4th year if you include the initial year where we were kind of piloting this with an institution, and bringing that together to say, hey, this is where we're at. This is the opportunities. And what's been exciting is last year and this year, we went from being an internal program where we had fellows just come and work with our clinic sites and practice sites that we had here in Charlotte. we expanded it nationwide. And so we've had collaborating pharmacies, whether we've taught or trained them in the alley, or they've, heard a podcast or been to a training, or they're engaging in these services and they need that support. They're the ones that now they have a fellow. So we've expanded it to both internal and external fellowship sites. And man, well, that has been one of the coolest things to see. And one of the coolest things I think we've done at the Institute is engaging folks in that way, and really kind of shining the light for other pharmacies to be able to engage in these service sets and to engage in this capacity. Because at the end of the day, again, Avant, we're just one entity. We cannot be the only one doing these things, because if we are, yeah, it's great and it's novel, and yeah, we're helping ourselves locally, and we're good. We're doing what we're doing. We're good. But if we're going to get to payers, if we're going to get people to see that pharmacy's making an impact, we can't be an N of one. We need to be an N of 100, 300, 500, 1,000, right? And that's where I think really CPSN and the value that CPSN brings is it helps shed a light on what are the things that our independent pharmacies are doing to then help us get to payers, right? Help us get to those local payers statewide, and then other bigger payer opportunities to do that. And so I love what the Institute has done to offer these training modalities and both what we've done previously and what we're doing now.